Listen in to Penn State head coach Pat Chambers.
Sure. Really good group of guys that the staff and I have assembled. 3 starters, as he said, Shep, Peyton, Josh Reeves. And then we're adding Mike Watkins, who sat out last year, and transfer from UConn, Terrence Samuels, which is really going to help us out with athleticism, some speed, some skill, joining this very talented freshman group in Lamar and Tony and Nazir. Penn State basketball is in a different place today. We are going to get up and down, which we haven't done in the last 5 years. We're going to play an up-tempo style of play. I think last year we averaged 65 points. Brandon Taylor did a great job. Those seniors did a great job of building and getting that bye for us in the Big Ten tournament. So this is going to be very different for Penn Staters and the Big Ten. The non-conference that we've put together is going to be challenging, extremely challenging. But I want this team, I want this group tested to prepare us for the Big Ten and how difficult it is. We also get to play Michigan State at the Palestra, which I think is going to be a fantastic game. And I'm looking forward to playing right here in D.C. for the Big Ten tournament.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to start in the back on the right aisle.
Nicole Auerbach, USA Today.
Hey, Nicole.
Stand up. Pat, last year, this time of year, everyone's talking about the new rule changes. And I just wonder, reflecting on the full season and postseason, how you felt the game looked, felt, and just the effect of those rules.
I'm a little old school, so I like a little bit of physicality and toughness, but I understand that there's more freedom of movement. Obviously, scoring was up, so I think it benefited a lot of the leagues throughout the country, and it did for us too. We went 5-3 in our last 8 games, and we scored a lot more points. We hit a lot more threes, so the only thing I wish we had back was that one timeout. I missed that timeout desperately, especially when you have a young, youthful group who's learning how to win on the road.
Let's go front row on the aisle, right-hand side.
David Jones from PennLive.com.
Hey, David, how you doing?
Patrick, how are you?
Great.
What specifically can you expect out of Mike Watkins, and what would really please you as a freshman? He's just a kid, and you're talking about physicality and toughness. What do you want most out of him, where you think you could be successful if he gives it to you?
You know, I'd love to see him get 20 minutes a game, which is going to be difficult because he's still raw, and we're working on his habits of positioning, especially in the post where they're, I watched the NCAA video last week where they're trying to limit that physicality, limit some certain things in defending the post. So we really got to work with Mike there. But what he can bring to us if he stays out of foul trouble is incredible athleticism, speed. He's got great IQ for the game. He's an exceptional passer. He catches everything. He finishes everything. He's going to protect the rim. It's a big that the Big Ten hasn't really seen in a long time with the complement of talents that he has and how he's going to help this team.
Let's go left-hand side, 3rd row along the wall.
Hi, Ross Owen, Black Shoe Diaries. I was wondering what you noticed in the freshmen off the court that you think will help them on the court this season, if there's any specific qualities that they have.
Yeah, the freshmen are very mature for their age. They have a great approach to class and to study hall and to tutors and what we need to do off the floor. And they're bringing that same approach to the basketball court. Again, they're freshmen. The jump from high school to the Big Ten, as far as practice is concerned, is a mighty jump. It's a leap. So consistency is probably #1 on the list of bringing it every day, every drill for 2 hours. And they're doing a really good job, but they still need to continue to work on that. But I've been super impressed with how they're handling their business.
Let's go front row, right on the aisle again.
Dave Jones from Penn Live. I think you probably expect Shep Gardner to be a good 3-point shooter for you. Do you have another one who could fill that role.
Yeah, and let me talk about Shep. Shep is shooting the ball really well, and as you knew last year, the last 8 games, he was making close to 4 threes a game. So he's going to need help. Peyton Banks, the last 6 games, shot 50%. Maybe not the attempts, a ton of attempts, but he shot 50% the last 4 to 6 games of the season. So I think with Shep and Peyton shooting the ball so well, I'd like to see DeVitas, I'd like to see Isaiah, and I think you're going to see a different Josh Reeves. He's going to see the ball go through the basket. He's seeing the ball go through the basket right now. So with 5 or 6 guys, 3 or 4 elite shooters, and then a couple guys who are very capable, I think that's going to open up some driving lanes for guys like Tony Carr and Terrence to be able to make plays. I'd like to see our assists up between 15 and 20 assists per game.
Got time for 1 or 2 more questions for Coach? Let's go 4th row, left-hand side on the aisle.
Coach Jeff Ravjohns, Pigs.com. Just curious, how important was the 2016 class, especially with a couple nationally ranked guys in Carr and Stevens, for you guys to lay a foundation that gives you a chance to take steps up the Big Ten?
It was extremely important. I think it starts, though, with Shep Garner, and then it trickles to Josh Reeves and Mike Watkins. I'm not sure if you don't land those guys that you don't get Tony Carr, Lamar Stevens, or Nazir Bostic. But because you do that and get those guys early and develop relationships, you're able to score, some top 100 players that can really affect the program or make a major impact with this program and keep what Tim Frazier and DJ and Brandon Taylor, keep what the consistency going of what they built. I know we're not happy with 50 and 50 over the last 3 years, but that shows progress. And those guys, Lamar and Tony, believing in the vision that we have for this program really is going to set us up for the next couple of years because we don't have a senior on the team.
Time for 1 final question. All right. Seeing none, best of luck this year,
Thank
Coach.
you.